Alright, now we're going to talk about the first tab in our stat tools called Quantitative Statistics. This tab takes data from a Google spreadsheet, and then you can do different things with the data. But let's look at first the multi-app. The multi-app, when you look at this tab, you see where it says Python Stat Tools by Ken Harmon and the spreadsheet. In the multi-app, that's where that's coming from. It creates a class called multi-app, and in there is where we can put the first stuff. In the sidebar is the title by Ken Harmon, and then the link to the to the Google Sheet. Now you can click on this link, it'll take you to the Google Sheet. So here's the Google Sheet. It's my Google Sheet. Only I can edit it. So if you want a Google Sheet, you'll have to create your own. You can copy this one if you want. And then you will want to share it with anyone that has the link that they can view it. We need this part so that the Python program can snatch up the address to the Google Sheet and be able to read it. So it takes the data and pulls it in, and I'm going to show you how that it does that. In the quantitative data Python program, we'll start at the top here. Here are the packages that are going to get pulled in. First, Streamlit. That's the one that takes a Python program, be able to put it online so people can access it. Plotly Express can take data and show it graphically. Pandas can take data and put it into a data frame and do some different things with it. NumPy is mathematical functions for Python. This one, you see the color of the orange right here, how it's darker. That means I'm not actually using this package. Stats model, I'm not actually using that one either. Matplotlib, that's another way to graphically portray data. And then Penguin is a third way. So I'll be using those. Everything in this app is a function. I'm defining a function called app, and then colon, and then everything underneath that is part of that function, as long as it's indented. But as you look down through here, it's all indented. So we come in here. The first thing is Streamlit makes a markdown, and I say quantitative stats. That makes a title. Scroll up here, quantitative stats. That's this title right here. If I name it something else like stuff, I can come over here, refresh this page. Now it's stuff quantitative stats. So there's the first title. The next thing, it adds something to the sidebar called graph settings. So you come over here on the sidebar, and here is graph settings. This stuff came from the multi-app, the multi-app.py, and then this has the graph settings. Then we're going to divide the app into two columns, each of equal width, 50-50, and you can see that in the app I have these two columns that are broken up. The left column, oh, and down at the bottom of the page, I'm going to break it into just one column. So I have these two columns up top. Down below, I just have one column. Then, up at the top, the left column, or the 0 column, I grab the address for the Google Sheet. I look at that address and I'm going to extract out the Google Sheet ID. So in the Google Sheet, you see all of this? That's the Google Sheet ID. I need to extract that little piece. So I'm going to split it. Everything after spreadsheet /d/ and before /edit. I need to grab what's in between that. So here's the /edit part. Here's the spreadsheet /d/ part. Everything that's in between is the Google Sheet ID. So grab out the Google Sheet ID. Then, which worksheet do I want? Well, I have many tabs in the Google Sheet. I want the first one, the bivariate tab. So I want the worksheet name, and that's going to be bivariate. So Google Sheet ID and the worksheet name. Then I'm going to create a brand new URL that has the ID and then the Google Sheet, so it knows what data to extract. So once I have that URL, I'm going to read it into pandas data frame. And then I'm going to analyze that data frame, and I'm going to look for columns that have numbers in them. Anything that has decimals or integers, those are going to be numeric columns. Any of the other columns are non-numeric. They just have objects in them. So if you look at this data set, groups, that's non-numeric. Gender is non-numeric. Height is definitely numeric. Weight is definitely numeric. So once I have all of the columns identified, I'm going to create some options on the left, 4 options on the left: histograms, box plots, QQ plots, and scatter plots. That's these guys. If I choose histogram, I'm going to take the numeric columns, and those will be options for the x-axis. The non-numeric columns are going to be options for the color axis. So if you look over here, the x-axis can either be height or weight. The color, or how we're going to split out by groups, I can do groups or gender or nothing at all. And then I can decide right here how many bins I want to use. So 7 bins all the way up to lots of bins. Then I want to take the Plotly Express library and make a histogram. Using the data frame, the x-axis is going to be what I decide for x, either height or weight. The color is either going to be the groups or the gender or nothing. And if I don't choose nothing, then that's when I'll use groups or gender. If I do use nothing, then I'll just have an x-axis together. Then in the right column up at the top, I'm going to make a chart where I actually plot the graph that I choose. And that's the end of histograms. I do the exact same thing for box plots and dot plots. QQ plot is similar, but instead of using Plotly Express, I'm going to use the program called Penguin. I just liked its QQ plot a little bit better. And then the last one is Scatterplot, which is back to Plotly Express. So to see how those work, histograms, box plot, and then if I did by gender, so females, males, and that's weight. If I could change it to height, same type of deal. QQ plot, if I do gender, I can't do males and females at the same time. So there's the female QQ plot. Here's the male QQ plot. And then scatter plot, I need an x-axis and I need a y-axis. So y-axis weight, x-axis height. The color is by gender, or I could do none, or I could do the groups. Then, when we move to the bottom of the spreadsheet, well, here we're writing the whole data frame. That's this right here. This is the data frame. You can sort by group, by gender, by height, by weight. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. I can edit the spreadsheet here, like over here. If I said this female has a height of 63.55555, saving. Now it's saved. When I come over here, if I push refresh, there's the data. That's what this refresh pulls in the data for fresh, like if you edit the spreadsheet. Then if we scroll to the bottom, we have these items. That's right here. The first table is I want a description of what's in the data frame. So I have height and weight, the summary statistics of each of those. And then if the category is not nothing, then it will group by each category and do a description of those. So if I come up to the top and let's say I do gender, then I have summary statistics for both genders, females, males, the height section, and the weight section. And that, my friends, is the end of the first tab called Quantitative Stats. In following videos, I'll be adding more tabs to this program called Stat Tools. But I'm going to stop there for today.